So you're thinking about making a move here to San Diego? Well, here are the things you're really gonna wanna know before you actually call San Diego home. Welcome back. If this is your first time here and you'd like to know more about San Diego real estate or life here in San Diego, make sure you tap that subscribe button below. My name is Nick and you guys reach out all the time and I absolutely love helping you guys out. So if you're thinking about making a move here in a week, a month, a year, make sure you shoot us a text, shoot us an email, or just straight up give us a call so we can help you save a lot of time and just help you make a smooth move here to San Diego. Now, as I mentioned, you're probably considering a move here to San Diego, and it is absolutely a wonderful place. And I've been lucky enough to live here for my whole entire life, about 32 years now. So I've really gotten to know San Diego really darn well. And there's a lot of great things about it. So let's go ahead and get into the first thing. The first thing you really need to know are the taxes here in California. Now, I am not a CPA, but I do own a small business and I do pay taxes, so I have an understanding of our basic taxes here in San Diego. And California, hands down, has one of the highest income taxes in the entire nation. So this can really hurt people. And depending on your salary and if you are a top dog and you're bringing home a ton of money, or maybe you're just a little guy and you're not bringing home a ridiculous amount of money, you can expect to pay anywhere from 1 all the way up to about 13.3%, depending on your tax bracket. Ouch. Our sales tax rate on goods is also going to be about 7.75%. So yes, our sales and our income tax is generally high, but our property tax here in San Diego is actually a lot lower than the national average at about 1.2%. So let's say you buy a home for $1 million, you can expect to pay about $12,000 a year in property taxes. And another thing that I still can't wrap my head around is our gas tax, which is about 51 cents a gallon. Yes, you heard that right. I still can't believe that that is a real thing, but it is. Let me know what you think down below. Next is going to be our weather here in San Diego. Now, the temperature is literally either perfect or perfect. Just kidding. Or am I? But literally, there is a serious lack of seasons here. It really just feels like we have about 2 seasons, and that's gonna be spring and summer. So you can really expect it to be cold in the winter, is going to be in the 60s in the day and maybe the 50s at night. And then in the summertime, you can expect it to be about 80 on a hot day and 70 in the nighttime. And these temperatures will kind of jump up depending on what region in San Diego you're in. So if you are living on the coast, you can expect the temperatures to be a lot more moderate. And if you live, 20 minutes away from the ocean, sometimes the temperature, especially in the summer, can jump up about 10, 15, sometimes 20 degrees. So keep that in mind. The next thing you need to know about is the traffic. Traffic here in San Diego is the worst. And you need to keep in mind that San Diego is a very car-centric area, although you can find some pretty good public transit in places like the coast, where you'll have the bus, you'll have the coaster, and even in places like UTC in downtown, where you have the trolley, the coaster, and the bus. So you can definitely utilize some of that, but also you need to know that there's about a population of 3.2 million people here in San Diego, and a majority of households have at least 1 car. So this pretty much guarantees traffic. And I mean, you can expect it daily and even on the weekends. And in fact, you can actually expect for your car rides to take about 60% longer during rush hour times here in San Diego, from about 3 to about 6 p.m. But the majority of this traffic, in my opinion, really comes down to car accidents. There is such a decent amount of car accidents happening daily here in San Diego, and it's because people are texting and driving and they're not paying attention. So if that's you, please don't text and drive. But the good news with all this is there is a lot of lane widening that's happening on some of these big interstates, so that might help in the future. Next is going to be the cost of living here in San Diego. And unless you've been living underneath a rock, San Diego has been named multiple times as one of the most expensive places to call home in the entire United States. So you heard me talk a little bit about the taxes, the gas tax. We also have some of the highest fuel prices in the US. So it really sucks when you go to fill up your gas tank and spend well above the national average only to go sit in some traffic. But as you guys know, we have one of the hottest housing markets here in San Diego, and our median home value is about $880,000. So you do need to keep in mind that you can find condos, townhomes starting at about $500,000, and you can also find some single family homes at about $700,000, but it's really going to depend on the area, and you need to keep in mind the more of a budget you have, the better location, the better schools, and the better the amenities around. So keep that in mind, and maybe you're thinking, that's cool, I'm just gonna rent anyways. Rent is also one of the highest as well. So if you wanna be in a 3-bedroom, 2-bath in a good school district, you can expect to pay north of about $4,000 a month. So if you have to go pay someone else's mortgage, go ahead, but if you don't have to, I recommend finding a home and paying your own mortgage. Schools is the next thing you're gonna wanna know, especially if you're a parent, because San Diego, hands down, has some of the best public schools in all of California. So even if public schools aren't your thing and you want your kids to go to a private school or Montessori school, you're going to have a ton of options here in San Diego. And also, our public schools here in San Diego have some of the best ratings for athletes as well. So a great place I recommend if you want to dive more into schools is going to be greatschools.org and niche.com. The next thing you're really going to need to know about is the homelessness here in San Diego. Now, homelessness is a big problem in pretty much every metropolitan city. They're going to have a higher population of the unsheltered, but here in San Diego, it's gotten pretty bad over the last couple years, and you'll certainly see it when you're driving through certain parts of town, and certainly in downtown San Diego when you're walking the streets. You're going to see it. There's just no way around it. Now, I'll be the first to admit I have no idea on what the solution is for the homelessness, and this seems to be a topic that a lot of people fight about here in San Diego. And the HUD actually estimates that there is a homeless population of about 8,000 people here in San Diego. So I've lived here for 32 years now, and I've never had a problem with the unsheltered or been scared or anything like that. But it's something you're definitely gonna wanna keep in mind if you're considering a move here to San Diego. Next thing you're gonna wanna know is the laid back vibe here in San Diego. Now, maybe you've heard that San Diegans or Californians are just straight up snobs. And well, yeah, duh, of course we have those people, but besides them, the vibe here in San Diego is just so laid back, and maybe that's just what living next to the beach does to you, but people here are just so relaxed. And another thing is, I feel like everybody has a dog. It's just so four-legged friendly here in San Diego. So if you have a dog or animals, you are definitely more than welcome here, and you're gonna have no problem meeting people when you're walking around and things like that. And also, if you're at the grocery store, expect to be standing in line, and if you're not doing anything, the person next to you is probably gonna open up and start having a chat with you. So keep that in mind here when it comes to the people in San Diego. Next thing you really need to know about is our food and beer scene here in San Diego. It is completely ridiculous. We have over 7,000 restaurants here in San Diego, and they come in all shapes and sizes. And a lot of people say there is not much diversity in our foods, and that is completely wrong, because we have some great sushi, we have great ramen, Indian food, Thai food. You can find all this in pretty much every single city, and you're gonna have multiple options. You also have some really cool places like Convoy Street, where it's literally all Asian food all over the place, and it's very, very good. You have dumplings, you have sushi over there, ramen, all that fun stuff. You actually have some really fun karaoke bars too. So if you like to sing, make sure you go over there. San Diego, as far as the beer scene goes too, we have over 150 craft breweries, and we were actually named one of the craft beer capitals of America. That's huge. You should have no trouble finding beers here. Even if you don't like craft beers, you have a ton of light beers, and most of these craft breweries are making super light lagers nowadays, so you're not gonna feel all bloated. So check out Modern Times. You have Green Flash, you have Stone, you have AleSmith, you have so many great breweries. So definitely bring an empty stomach to San Diego. So now you might be thinking, well, where do I move? Well, that's a great question, because San Diego County is a huge place, and there's about 30 different cities within San Diego County, and they all have their own cool and unique things about them. But it's really gonna come down to your budget, your needs, and what your commute looks like. So, there's definitely gonna be a place for you, but if you guys need some help narrowing down areas and things like that, make sure you subscribe and check out some of my other videos, because I do a ton of videos, vlog style videos, map tours, pros and cons. I do just about everything just to help you guys make a more informed decision. So like I always say, if you guys are thinking about making a move here in a week, a month, a year, make sure you shoot us a text, shoot us an email, or just straight up give us a call so we can help you make a smooth move here to San Diego and just help you save a lot of time. So I hope this video was helpful, and I will see you guys in the next one.